The Clone Wars, next Saturday night at 3. Filler never felt so good.
But only one will rule the school. Naruto, 1 hour.
Star Wars and anime. The two go together like a dyad and the Force. Japanese media has had an influence on the Star Wars franchise since its very inception, with the two main sources of inspiration being pulled from Flash Gordon and Kurosawa films. The quiet but protective nature of the nimble Jedi warrior is traced over the blueprint that the samurai stories laid out. It's only natural that the circle that began with Kurosawa would eventually bring us back around to Star Wars Visions. Seven Samurai starts with a group of evil bandits taking everything they can from lowly farmers until those farmers decide to band together and fight back. But not before first going to see the old man for advice on what to do. Lucas didn't just pull storytelling elements, but even editing cues with the wipe transitions that are so beloved in the franchise. Given that Star Wars' history is drenched in Japanese storytelling influences, I was amazed that a Star Wars anime hadn't been considered until Visions. Even Star Wars' current golden child, Dave Filoni, worked a bit on the more anime side before moving to Clone Wars. He was the storyboard artist and director for a chunk of Avatar: The Last Airbender before getting the call from Lucasfilm. Anyway, I wanted to take some time to deep dive into all of the wonderful anime studios that brought us Star Wars Visions Volume 1, and how it all connects back to the influence that Japan has had on Star Wars. The Duel, animated by Kamikaze Duka Studio. This animation studio is widely known for shorts, video game cutscenes, and music videos. Arguably their most well-known are the openings done for each part of the recent JoJo's Bizarre Adventures opening sequences. This isn't the first time they've worked with an American production either, as they helmed Batman Ninja, a take on the Gotham mythos set in feudal Japan. The Duel is a special entry point as it, in itself, is a love letter to Kurosawa's samurai films and centers on the mysterious character named the Ronin. Tatooine Rhapsody was animated by Studio Colorido. They're mostly known for feature films from Penguin Highway, A Whisker Away, to Drifting Home. My personal favorite of theirs is a web series done for the Pokemon Company, Twilight Wings. Tatooine Rhapsody is bursting with energy, and Colorido's sweeping animation style brings this electric band to life. The Twins and The Elder, both animated by Studio Trigger. Their debut anime series was Kill la Kill, and they've helmed a recent crazily successful anime series based on a video game, Cyberpunk Edgerunners. But their origins as a studio go way back in anime history, as they were founded by previous Gainax studio members who've worked on things like Fooly Cooly and Gurren Lagann. So to have them helm not one, but two shorts on this volume was a no-brainer. The Twins is, well, it's peak Trigger with their signature chaotic animation style. The Village Bride, animated by Kinema Citrus. They're known mostly for Made in Abyss and The Rising of S.H.I.E.L.D. Hero. This quiet short was based on another of Kurosawa's films called Dreams. It takes the idea of the Force and brings it back to its roots, nature. It lives all around us, and this story brings into question our place in it all. The director, Hitoshi Haga, has worked hand-in-hand with legendary anime director Satoshi Kon. He was the key animator on both Perfect Blue and Millennium Actress. And he also served as the animation director of the iconic anime, Soul Eater. The Ninth Jedi. This was animated by Production IG and is easily the oldest studio in this volume. They've brought you works like Psycho Pass, Haikyuu, Ghost in the Shell, and even the opening for Sonic Riders. Yeah, you heard that right. Going right along with bringing Japanese cultural elements into the storytelling, The Ninth Jedi focuses on the aspect of swordsmithing, or, in this case, lightsaber smithing, while pairing it with a great take on the future of the Star Wars universe, of the Jedi and the Sith within it. Kenji, the director, has helmed titles like Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex and Eden of the East. There's one more note about the director that I want to add in, but I want to leave that to the end, so stay tuned to find out what that is. TOB1 and Akakiri are animated by Science Saru. Saru likes to handle a lot of weird titles, like Ping Pong the Animation, Devilman Crybaby, and this episode of Adventure Time.
A day is short.
TOB1 specifically stands out not only for its interesting animation style, but also being a retelling of Astro Boy, which is often touted as the first anime and manga, but set within the Star Wars universe. The director of TOB1 also directed the recent Scott Pilgrim anime adaptation for Netflix, by the way.
1, 2, 3, 4!
Lop and Ocho was animated by Geno Studio. They're a relatively newer studio, but have done some landmark work with the adaptation of Golden Kamuy. While the director, Yuki, hasn't done a whole lot of directing previously, they did work as a key animator for Mob Psycho 100. If you know, you know.
I see.
I adore both Star Wars and anime, so Star Wars Visions holds a really special place in my heart. It's a full circle moment. I'm constantly juggling with what my favorite short is. I swap between the twins, because Trigger, but also the Ninth Jedi or Village Bride. What are your favorites? Let me know down below and share this with someone else who shares a love of all things Star Wars or anime. If you liked this video and want to see me deep dive into Star Wars Visions too, then why don't you go ahead and subscribe now so you can stay tuned for that. Oh, and I didn't forget, Kenji, the director of The Ninth Jedi, who also directed Eden of the East and Ghost in the Shell standalone complex, he handles storyboarding for episodes of Metabots. I promised before that I would always slide in Metabots whenever I get a chance, and I still stand by that. Trust me, watch Metabots.